Hey everyone. First things first, Happy New Year. Um, Second of all, tonight I am doing a video on my Dyson DC07 Animal. I got this last month off of Facebook Marketplace for about $35. Wasn't really anything wrong with it. It just needed a good cleaning, and I purchased a new filter set for it. So, yeah. These were first released in 2001 in the UK, then eventually, after moving production from England to Malaysia, were released in 2002 here in here in the States. Exactly 1 year after the company Phantom Technologies went out of business, which, as we know, Phantom was basically the US counterpart to Dyson in the 90s and early 2000s. So these were finally released in the States in 2002 and were discontinued in 2008 or very early 2009. So these had a very, very long market run. They underwent a couple of revisions, and I'll get into that as I go over the machine. So right here, you've got your self-adjusting cleaner head. Basically, it's not controlled by any sort of spring or anything like that. No, it's controlled by a hose underneath, and that hose tends to wear out over time. So eventually what you'll have to do is step on a corner of the cleaner head, like right here, so the cleaner head will properly seal to the floor. So see here it says Dyson DC07 Animal. Original DC07s would also say HEPA plus Bagless safe, and then like turbo tool or floor tool, or if it came with some sort of a special attachment like that, it would have that on the base. Around midway into the DC07's run, they got rid of that. Actually, I shouldn't say midway. It was actually pretty early on, like 2004. They got rid of that and simplified it to this. They also used to say automatic height adjustment right here, but they got rid of that too. There's a sticker here, lifetime HEPA filter, no replacement filter costs, approved for allergy sufferers by the British Allergy Foundation, and there's a seal right there. Highest levels of filtration for clean or expelled air. This sticker was also different on the original DC07s. For the life of me, I can't remember what it said, but I know they also changed that around 2004. So here's the knob for the clutch. So bare floor, carpet, and right here it says belt protection system. Ensure machine is upright before adjusting the brush setting. Ratchet warning indicates brush bar obstruction. Basically, if you suck up a sock or something to that effect and it gets caught in the brush roll, it's going to make this really loud ratcheting noise and basically won't let you actually keep sucking up the sock, and it does that to protect the belt, or to protect the belts. So yeah. Then over here is the pre-motor filter. You push this knob right here, and since Dyson no longer supports the DC07, this is an aftermarket filter, and that just sits back in like that. I think this it anyway, yeah. So anyways, here's the dust cup. Now, this flap for the bin also used to be the same color as the rest of the machine. So in the case of the Animal, it was purple. That was also changed to clear around 2000. It was a little bit after the logo and sticker changes. That was around 05 or 06 when they changed that. So about halfway through the machine's run. And then original DC07s used to have issues with the handle for the bin, with the carry handle right here snapping off. And to fix that, Dyson added this extra, not even really sure what you call this, but this extra thing right here to prevent that from happening, and also to prevent people from accidentally picking it up by the handle and pressing this button and detaching the dust cup. If you pick it up by this and you're holding down on this, it won't let you release the bin. It's only when you let go of it that it'll let you release the bin. And you basically Here's the trigger to empty the dust cup, and before you close the bin flap, you can't do this with the bin flap closed, you can only do it with it open. You can press this piece here and take the cyclone out. And this cyclone is the most complicated thing to work on, and there's really no good way to really like get it fully apart. So it's very, very difficult to clean out. And right here is the HEPA filter. You basically, and I'm pretty sure I messed the tabs up on this one, you basically push in all 3 of these tabs with the flathead screwdriver and then pull up on this filter casing in it, and the filter comes off. And it's got a sticker back here telling you the filter should be washed at least every 6 months, and also says the same thing in Spanish and French, as well as a description, a visual description of where the filter is. So yeah, so bin just snaps back on like that. Power switch is up here. Says here Dyson, the first vacuum cleaner that doesn't lose suction. All vacuums lose suction. Every vacuum company just puts this on there to sell their machines, and Dyson just so happened to be one of the first to do it, at least in the world of Bagless, as far as I know anyway. So over here you've got your dusting brush. These attachments were all replacements, by the way, from an old DC07 all fours I had a long time ago. So this is your dusting brush that does swivel. If I can do this with one hand, you can see, you can swivel it to get it to whatever angle you feel most comfortable using it at. So if you want to, and I just had it to, if you wanted to just straighten it out like this, you could. But personally, I prefer to leave it curved. It just, I don't know, seems easier that way. Basically, you grab it by the connector piece by one hand and then twist the brush with the other. So yeah, and then that just sits back on here like that. Then on the back, you've got your crevice tool right here with little suction relief holes. It's a pretty nice crevice tool. Gets the job done. That goes back up here like this. Then down here you've got the U-bend assembly that you can press this button and pull down and check for clogs. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and show it. Yeah, you can pull this out and check for clogs if needed. And I guess while I have this turned over, I'll show the data sticker as well. Let's see, Dyson, model DC07, number. It was manufactured the 22nd week of 2007. And here's the brush roll, which already has a bunch of hair wrapped around it after like 2 or 3 full house cleanings at most. And then here's the lower hose that controls the, or at least is supposed to control the automatic height adjustment. So anyways, really got this all tangled up. Okay. Anyways, on the side here, you can see it has a sticker depicting basically what all these buttons and stuff are. You've also got an upholstery tool that clips up here, and in a similar way to the dusting brush, also swivels so you can adjust it to whatever angle you want. Like you could use it straight like this if you wanted to. This is another one that I prefer to keep curved though. And it's the same story as the dusting brush. You grab the connector piece and then twist the whatever the H you call this piece. Yeah. So to release the hose and to use the attachments, you push this button right here and just pull up, much like you would on Phantoms. And you pull this hose down until you see this hose cuff. And then you just keep pulling the hose down until you hear it click. And there are two different ways to use the attachments. You could just keep it like this and use it like this, which works, but the most common way people use it, and the way I prefer to use it, is there's a button right here to take the hose off, which if you don't need all the extra reach, you could just use the hose like this, because you can just put the attachments just directly on the end of the hose like this. Try and get this thing to focus again. But what you can do is slide the hose onto the top of the wand and use your attachments like this. And like I said, this is my preferred method of doing it. I think it makes the attachments much easier to use, in my opinion, especially because you've got this handle grip and thumb rest right here. So yeah. And so to detach, you just press this button again and pull up. Put the wand back in. Make sure you hear the wand click, otherwise you're gonna have issues. Then you're gonna wanna push this button again, push this purple button and push up. This is really hard to do with one hand, so I apologize. And you'll just keep, or if you do it like this, you'll just keep pushing the wand in till it snaps. So, that's pretty much all I know to say about it. So we'll go ahead and give her a run. And like I said, this isn't going to clean the best because the clutch needs to be replaced. And the brush roll is obviously completely tangled with hair. But anyways, so here we go. have to say, for the clutch going out in this thing, and for, being an old Dyson with one of those crappy, wimpy brush rolls, it actually didn't do that bad of a job. I'm sure if I was to go back over this with another vacuum, I still get a ton more stuff. In fact, I can see parts where it didn't pick up all the dog hair. But, for an older Dyson, especially for one with the clutch going out, it does a really good job. And it's in really good shape too. There's not really a lot of, fading on this machine at all. Some of the silver plastics, you can't really see it on camera, but some of the silver plastics, like on the cleaner head here, do kind of have a yellowish greenish tint to them, but you barely even notice it. I should have also pointed out that the wand cap is broken off, and I don't know how people manage to do this, because this is the second DC07 I've ever had where the wand cap has been broken off. I don't know how they do it, but yeah, and I'm not even sure you can get individual wand caps, especially not for the animal. And even if you could, I have no clue how this all comes apart. So I'm just not gonna worry about it. But anyways, yeah, Dyson DC07 animal. Hope you enjoyed.